Okay, so I just learned about this. Oh, well, Carolyn Levitt has no answer as Trump is accused of massive power abuse. Now, this says Levitt fielded questions about Donald Trump abusing his power with the Department of Justice. Chris Krebs, they said, who has shot down Trump lies about the 2020 election being rigged. Trump fired Krebs shortly after he ruled that the 2020 election was among the safest in recent history, opting to do so, but via tweet. It says the president suffered a mental collapse after a senile moment last week. I didn't know. I kept hearing about that, but I didn't see anything about that. I kept hearing about that he collapsed on stage, has long peddled conspiracy theories that the election that saw Joe Biden ascend to the White House was rigged and stolen from him. And so I had no idea that he had a mental collapse on stage last week. There was no stories coming about it on the internet or on the news. So I don't know, the White House, the Secret Service must have sheltered him really, really well for that to have actually been a thing. And now we don't hear anything about related to what's going on with him. Like, is he in the hospital? Is he in serious condition? And I know the flags were flying at half staff last week. I don't know why. Did he pass away? I mean, we aren't hearing about any of these things. Is he still living? I don't know. I mean, wouldn't you think that they would want to tell us if something has happened to the president? If he had a mental collapse and he passed away and they haven't been telling us? Okay, so here it is. Oh no, get out of there. Okay, it says Trump suffers mental collapse after a senile moment on stage in the middle of a live liberation speech by Jack Hobbs. U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly suffered a mental collapse during a live broadcast on his Liberation Day speech. This is the first I've been hearing about this. Now, what is it, a week later? This is on the Irish Star. U.S. President Donald Trump suffered a mental collapse during a live broadcast of his Liberation Day speech when he claimed that over 90% of Japanese cars were made in Japan. The moment came during Trump's highly anticipated speech on April 2nd, where he rose a whopping 25% on countries that do not manufacture goods in the U.S. During his speech, Trump claimed that South Korea, Japan, and many other nations were charging the U.S. more for goods, and as a result of these colossal trade barriers, 81% of cars in South Korea are made in Korea, touted Trump. 94% of cars made in Japan are in Japan. Okay, now that article said he collapsed, but then this says, in addition to his numbers flub, Trump reportedly left the stage after his speech and had to be escorted back to the dais in order to